everyone. Welcome to 2022, first of all, and welcome to episode 12 of the First Year Business Podcast. Y'all, can I just say, it has been rough to get this podcast episode out, like for real. And because it has been so rough, I had to kind of switch my titles or like what my topics were going to be for this episode because I wanted to talk about something that I can more so relate to more than anything right now, and that is balancing working a 9 to 5 job and still running your business. Of course, my name is Lashawnda Smith, aka the First Year Business Coach, and I am your host of the podcast. And I want to talk to you guys about this because I want you guys to know why I haven't been here. I haven't posted a podcast in about 3 weeks. And initially, the plan was to take a break for Christmas because holidays. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to post an episode on Christmas because everyone's enjoying their family. We'll just pick back up in the new year. Well, I also got a new job like 3 or 4 days before Christmas. So I picked up a part-time job because you need financial security when you're in the process of launching a business. And I have been pretty much self-employed for like the last year. So, and really it's been longer than that because I worked a little bit in 2020 and obviously everything shut down because of COVID. And then after that, I started back working once everything started opening back up. I had a part-time job as a waitress. And even then, I still only worked maybe like 2 or 3 days a week. And then eventually, I just completely let that job go and moved on with the pursuit of my business. So I pursued my business, trying to get brand planners up and, just doing like little things like that. And I was basically living off of my savings. And I had a lot of savings and it was helping with the stimulus and all this other stuff. So I was just basically stacking up money while I was trying to pursue my business. And then it came to the end of the year and my savings started like plummeting. And I was like, dang, like I need to find something to just hold me over for a short time. And if it's a job that I enjoy, I may be able to stick to that job until I can replace that income with my business, which would be ideal. And so I started looking for jobs in December and I found a job. And it's easy. Like I absolutely love my job right now. It's part-time, but I have not been able to work on my business. And I was like, oh my God. I don't know whether it's because I'm so used to having my set schedule with how I was currently running my business. I had every day to work on my business. So it wasn't as big of a deal versus you giving a job for me 4 days out of the week. And for some, it may be 5, 6 days out of the week. And I feel that this topic is something that everyone hits because who's not working a full-time job when you first start your business? Like it is very rare for you to just completely quit your job cold turkey and like pursue your business, nor is it advisable to do that. So this is going to be a really good topic because I'm currently experiencing it. That's why I haven't been able to post my podcast episodes, but I finally I hope I have come up with a new system and a new routine, and I want to share that with you guys today, how I'm trying to balance working a 9 to 5 and running my business because my business is new. Like I'm less than a year into being a business owner of these new businesses. I have been a business owner in general for over 9 years. So I'm very familiar with the business world, but starting a new business is very different from having a business that's been around for a little bit because you don't really have customers at the beginning. And here's some of the things that you want to do if you are battling with finding time to work on your business when you are working a 9 to 5. Now, when I say 9 to 5, I don't mean that you have to work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That, to me, is just symbolic for working. Like if you work a full-time job. For me, I work a part-time job, and it has been a struggle working a part-time job and juggling and juggling running a business. So I can only imagine working a full-time job and balancing your business. A lot of things are going to come into place that will determine how you need to run your business, what you need to hire out for, and all these other things. The very first thing, you need to know how much free time you have outside of your job. And that is going to be different for everyone, because if you're single, you don't have a relationship, you don't have kids, then when you get off work, you can work on your business because you don't have any other obligations or anything else that's like pulling at you on a regular basis. For me personally, I have two boys. I have two kids aged 9 and 12, and I have a whole fiance, because I got engaged right before Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Just a little plug. But I also have a fiance, and I homeschool. So it was a lot. I'm not going to lie. It was a lot because I'm not going to put my kids' education off. So I put my kids' homeschool over my business because I'm like, if I made the decision to homeschool my kids, I have to make sure that I constantly show up for them. Even if I don't show up for myself at that moment, I need to make sure that I show up for them because I made this decision for them. This was supposed to be in the best interest of them. So I decided to make sure I still homeschool and figure out the business stuff in a little bit. And that's what I did. For everybody is different. You may work full-time and your kids are in school, like in public school. So your schedule may look a little bit different than what my schedule looks like. But the very first thing you need to do is figure out how many hours of free time do I realistically have? Realistically, because you have to incorporate your business within your free time. What I did and what I plan to do before all of this happened, I had just got on a new regimen of working or waking up from 6 a.m. and working from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. on my business, right? That was my work hours. That was my business hours. So then at 11, I could fix breakfast, be ready to do homeschool by 12, be done with homeschool by 4 or 5 o'clock. And then anytime after that was pretty much free time for me. And Michael normally gets off work at 6. So now I can spend time with him if he wants, cook dinner. So everything was perfect. It was a perfect schedule. It was great. I had something that I did every single day that would push the needle forward, whether it be content creation day or editing day or business planning day or whatever. Like I had a day for every single task that needed to be done. Well, for one, I no longer have weekends. I work on the weekends. And normally weekends are my days off. Like that's when I don't work on my business. That's when me and the kids and my fiance, that's when we all go and play tennis. That's when we play games and have like family day, cook and all this other stuff. Well, I don't have the luxury of doing that anymore because I work. So that has been taken back for me. Like that has been something that I have had to learn to adjust with. And then also on the days where I was planning on doing certain things, those days I work now. So, and the crazy thing is I work in the evenings. But because I work late, well, I don't even work late. So we were closing at 10 and we would get off at 10:30. Now this past week they have changed it. Thank gosh. They've changed it to closing at 9 and we get off at 9:30. But before I was getting home at like 10:40 and I was normally in the bed by 9 o'clock to wake up at 6 a.m. And so you know what that did. If I'm getting off at 10:30, getting home around 10:40, because it's like right down the street from my house. The kids want to talk to me. Michael wants to talk to me, my fiance. Just the wind down time. And so I haven't been able to get up early in the morning so that I can work on my business. So for the past 2 weeks, I have done the bare minimum. in my business because I literally have not been able to get my new regimen under control, because I literally made sure that I was in the bed by a certain time so that my body would naturally wake up at 6 o'clock ready to go. And now that I'm going to bed at like 11:30, it is not helping. It is not helping. So going back, let me pull back because I'm kind of ranting, because this is very personal to me, and I'm going through this just as well as I'm sure some of you may going through this. We don't talk about how when we are pursuing entrepreneurship full time and then we have to go back, we have to take a step back and get a part-time job or get a full-time job and then readjust with our business. We don't talk about that. Most of the time you already have a full-time job or something like that. But for my story, I absolutely hated the job that I was at. I had to get up out of there. I had to leave. And so luckily I had savings to cover me. But now I am doing a part-time job because I do need something until my business can kind of take off the way I want it to. And so I had to look at how much free time I have. What do I need to do in order to be able to get up at 6? So I changed my time from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. So the goal is I haven't done it yet. I'm not going to lie. I haven't done it yet. But I changed my time of getting up in the morning from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. So then I'll have 7 to 11 to work on my business. And then I had to also shorten the amount of homeschool hours that we do, because we were doing like 5, 6, maybe 4 to 6 hours, depending on the day, because we have different subjects that we cover per day. And so I had to drastically change that. So we went from 4 to 6 hours of homeschool a day to 3 until further notice, because it's just not feasible right now. It's not feasible to do 4 to 6 hours because of my schedule. I have to be out of here by 4 o'clock now. So we switched it from that. So I basically I'm saying all of this to say I had to revamp my schedule, because I was trying to force myself to go off of the schedule that I had before. It is not feasible for me anymore because my schedule looks different now. And I am not a morning person. Like, if I go to bed late, I'm not waking up in the morning. It's not happening. And I even try to force myself to get back into my regimen where I put my phone at my desk, because my desk is all the way across the room. So I don't sleep beside my alarm, because I'll hit my alarm and not even realize it. Like, that's how deep of a sleeper I am and how much I don't like getting up. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna put my phone at the desk. That'll force me to get up, and that hopefully will help me get up. Nope. I will literally walk over here so aggravated, hit the alarm, and run right back to the bed. So that's not really working this time. And I'm like, okay, Shonda, you are going to have to figure out how to go to bed earlier. So that's one thing that I have to learn to do. If you do work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., then I don't know, can you wake up at 6 a.m. and work on your business from 6 to maybe 8? Is that an option? Because if you have kids and you work 9 to 5, I'm just playing it out. If you work 9 to 5 and you have kids, then I'm sure when they come home, they have a homework, right? So you have to help them with homework. You're probably cooking dinner. So we're already at 7 o'clock already. Got to get them ready for bed, depending on how old your kids are. Got to get them ready for bed. They probably go to bed around 9. I would hope they go to bed around 9, 9:30. And the nighttime, you can work on your business, but you've literally given everybody else all of you, and now you're giving your business the crumbs, because you are probably drained, you're tired, you want to lay down, you don't want to think about your business, and so you're not going to be able to give your best efforts. And that's why I say, if you can wake up at 6 a.m. and work on your business from 6 to 8, leave out, I don't know what time you leave out for work, but leave out around 8 or 8:30, whatever, and then go to work, have the kids in bed by 9, work on your business. Well, you really don't need to work on your business at 8 or at 9. I would recommend you work on your business in the morning, because you can be going to bed when your kids go to bed or at 10, and then you'll be able to wake up at 6. That's just my opinion. Everybody's different. But when you have kids, it's a different ball game, especially when you're trying to pursue your business. And so the next thing that I want to talk about is setting a workflow for yourself. And I feel like you should do this whether you work full time or not. I feel that this is something that a lot of people don't cover when it comes to entrepreneurship. And that's why a lot of people are spinning their wheels in their business, because they feel like every single day they have to do everything in their business. And if they don't do everything in their business, then they didn't do it right. If you don't create content every day, if you don't edit your content and post it every day, if you don't work on social media posts every day, if you don't work on the back end of your business, admin tasks, shipping products, like we have so many hats that we wear in business. We feel that if we don't complete every single thing, then we're a failure. We suck. And really, you're setting yourself up for failure, because you cannot realistically work on every single thing in your business every day, nor should you. I would recommend you create a list of everything that you need to get done on a daily basis in your business, and everything that you need to get done on a weekly basis, where maybe it doesn't matter what day of the week you do it, you just know you need to do it at least once a week. Do that. The reason why you want to do this is because you need to create a 6-hour workday. You need to create a workflow to go into your 6-hour workday. Find a way to carve out 6 hours a day for your business. 6 hours. And this is especially if you are planning on, or you are desiring to become a full-time business owner soon. Like if you don't mind being a business owner for a couple years and working full-time, and you're kind of allowing it to go at the pace that you feel it should go at, then that's great. But if you're trying to get out here and leave your 9-to-5 job, you're going to have to find at least 6 hours a day to go in your business. So if you work 9 to 5, if you could carve out a couple hours in the morning, carve out a couple hours at night or in the evening, then that's going to be ideal. But once you have that, you need to know what you need to be working on each day. So I have 2 days off every week. And right now, for the last 2 weeks or 2.5, it's been almost 3 weeks that I've been working. I've been off on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'm like, okay, Tuesdays and Thursdays need to become my work days. So I'm almost even tempted to not even homeschool on those days, because I need to spend all of those hours on my business. I need to really go in. I'm recording this on a Thursday. Because now I know that if I don't record it today, I will have to wait until Tuesday to get another recording day. So you need to have, here's the set things that you need to have. And I actually have a list of this for myself that I recommend to my clients, but I'm going to try to see if I can remember them off of the top based on what my schedules are normally consistent of, or what they normally consist of. The very first thing you need to do is you need to have a content creation day or a recording day. You need to have a day specifically for you to be able to record your content, because you cannot afford to not have a content creation day. In 2022, you need to be creating some type of content, whether that's a podcast, a YouTube video, TikToks, Reels, whatever your content is. You need to have a day designated just for that. Just for that. You also need to have an editing day. Editing day is when you're actually editing your content. So if you're creating a lot of content, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be able to edit on the same day. You're going to be drained. Normally when you create or batch create content, you normally feel drained after that. Like, because you want to give your best self, you're trying to come high energy, you have it to read notes, and like it's a lot in creating video content. So you want to make sure that you have an editing day. Now, if you don't create a ton of content, you may be able to do recording and editing in the same day, but everybody's different. So I wouldn't recommend that for everyone. You also need to have a business planning day. You need to have a day to actually go over your business plan, your quarterly or monthly business plan, and then you need to make sure that your weekly plans are lining up with that. Like, what do I need to put on my weekly to-do list to make sure that I'm going to hit these deadlines? You need to have a day to just work on that. You need to have a project day. If you have projects, you don't always have a project. Like I'm currently working on a project of pre-launch. So I'm about to be pre-launching 3 planners. So that is something that I also need to make sure that I put on my weekly. I need to be working on that weekly. Let's see, what other days do you have? For me, I have client days. Now, this is great for if you are a coach or a real estate agent or something like that. Maybe you have specific days where you work only with clients. This is if you have coaching sessions or whatever. You don't have to coach people every single day, especially if you're working 9 to 5. You have to be very strategic about how you utilize your time. Your client days can be when you take discovery calls. That could be when you do your Zoom meetings. That could be when you go and show your houses, whatever. But have 2 days or 1 day or 2 days designated just for that. And then what other day do I have? Let's see. I used to have a content scheduling day, but realistically, I feel like some of the tasks that I have, I'm going to have to confine them into my days because I'm just not going to have the opportunity to do certain things now. But you want to make sure that you try to pick a day. If you know that Monday is your heavy day, like Monday is when you normally work the most hours, then you want to have something light on that day. Maybe that's an admin day where you just, I can't say respond to emails because you should do that every day. But maybe it's something light, like don't make your long day your content creation day. It's not realistic. You want to have different tasks for different days based on how the flow goes on those days, if that makes sense. And then that brings me to the next thing. Set realistic expectations. Don't be trying to bombard your schedule with unrealistic goals, because then you're going to be setting yourself up to be disappointed because you can't realistically do those things. And so I think for me, I have to realize, because I'm still in the process of adjusting, I have to realize you're not going to be able to move as fast as you were trying to move originally because you work. And because you work, you're going to have to be okay with maybe this is going to take a little longer than you would have liked it to, because you have to dedicate certain hours towards your job versus towards that. So set realistic expectations so that you are not putting more on your plate than you can bear. I understand the fact for myself, and I accept the fact that I homeschool. So schooling is a very big part of my life. It is very important for the sake of my kids' education. I'm their teacher. So I have to make sure that I understand that I can't just send my kids to school and then utilize that time on my business like I did before. I am their school. So that's one thing. 2, I realistically know I got kids and they're demanding at times. I've been teaching them how to cook for themselves and like how to do little things like that. So for lunch and maybe even for like dinner, sometimes they know how to make something very simple where I don't have to like go in the kitchen and like cook, But then I also realize I have a fiance. I have someone that also desires my love. They desire my attention. And so even in bed, I may plan to go to bed at 10:30, but Michael might want to talk to me till 11:30. And that has happened on multiple occasions. Like I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna go to bed. And he just need to talk. Like he need to get something off his chest, or have a conversation with me, because he worked all day, and when he got off, I wasn't off, and then I got off, and then now he ready to talk, And you just have to realize that if you allow yourself to move slower at the pace with the cards that you've been dealt, then you won't keep disappointing yourself. You'll be like, okay, the good thing is if you're working, at least you have a stable income. The worst thing is if you don't have a stable income and then you're not pushing yourself and you're just wasting time. And now you're like, dang, like I done wasted all this time and I'm still not where I want to be. Then that's a different story. Oh, okay. And so then the last thing, you want to make sure that you give yourself some grace, girl. Give yourself grace, because I'm definitely giving myself grace. because I feel so bad that I told myself, I said, I am going to release a podcast episode every single Monday. It's going to be super easy to do because I batch record, right? So my record, I'm going to be able to do that. That's not going to be an issue. Well, life, life. And I'm telling you, you already know December is fast. It goes like this. It's December 1st and then it's Christmas. There's no in between days. And that's literally what it felt like. And then after Christmas, New Year's, like that. And now we're on the 13th and I'm still like, dang, I hadn't even posted anything in 3 weeks. We on the 3rd Monday and I haven't dropped the episode yet. So I had to give myself some grace, because at the end of the day, and this is a message for me, and this is a message for anybody out here listening to this podcast right now, okay? What's meant for you is going to be for you, and it's going to happen for you, okay? You move at the pace that is realistic for you. Your 100% may not look like Susan's 100%, okay? Tasha's 100% may not look like your 100%. But you know when you are giving yourself 100%. You know when you're on top of it, and even if things fall through the cracks, I can't even talk. You know that you're doing the best that you can do. And if you know that you're doing the best that you can do, give yourself grace. Because what is meant for you is going to be for you. And it's going to happen for you. It may not happen when you want it to happen. But if you keep up and you stay consistent, and when I say consistent, let's be clear, because people love to use the consistent word. Consistent does not mean that you are showing up every day. You do not have to show up every day to be successful, okay? You may be showing up every day, and it may not look like you're showing up every day to the public eye. You may not be posting every day, but you may be on the back end showing up every day, fulfilling orders, getting orders ready, finding ways to promote, going to networking events, having conversations with potential clients. You may be showing up every day, and I'm saying this for myself, and I'm saying this for you, because a lot of people talk about this. You need to show up consistently, and we instantly automatically assume, and some people even say it, like you need to be showing up consistently on social media. If you have a lot of obligations in your life, it is okay not to post every single day. Your platform is not going to fall if you don't post every single day, okay? Post as much as you can. I'm not saying going on a month hiatus. I'm saying post when you can, and make sure when you post that it is like bomb content. Bomb content every time. So when people see your content, they at least appreciate it and they know that it's going to be something good, okay? That's all I have for you today. Because this 9-to-5 thing, I'm definitely going to talk about this more on another episode, because I'm in the very beginning stages of getting my life together with this new job. So I can't really give you too much advice, because I have to live through it and kind of carve out my own way. And then I'll be able to kind of tell you like, okay, this is what I did. This is how I adjusted. But these are the same steps that I'm currently taking right now. And that's why I'm recommending it to you. Just give yourself grace, set realistic expectations on yourself, and create a workflow. Create a workflow, and also list all the things that you need to do in your business weekly and daily, so that you can make sure when you are showing up that you're at least dotting all the I's in your business, okay? You just started your business, girl. It's okay. It's going to happen for you. Just give it some time. Until next time, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.